Assalamu alaikum. Today I'm going to be reciting a few ayahs in Surah Al. Did you know that Surah Al is the 87th Surah in the Quran? أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم سبح اسم ربك الأعلى الذي خلق فسوى والذي قدر فهدى والذي أخرج المرعى فجعله غثاء أحوى سنقرئك فلا تنسى إلا ما شاء الله إنه يعلم الجهر وما يخفى ونيسرك لليسرى فذكر إن نفعت الذكرى صدق الله العلي العظيم.
أفضل السلام والسلام عليك يا رسول الله محمد وآل محمد صلوات صلوات محمد یا رب دعا قبول ہو عابد کا واسطہ جو ہے مریض ان کو تو دے جل بے اب شفا یا رب دعا قبول ہو عابد کا واسطہ جو ہے مریض ان کو تو دے جل دے اب شفا کرتا ہوں دعا رب سے میں یا حضرت سجاد یا حضرت سجاد ہے آسرا تمہارا تم ہی کیجیے امداد یا رب دعا قبول ہو عابد کا واسطہ جو ہے مریض ان کو تو دے جل بے اب شفا ہے کون میرا جس سے کروں جا کر میں فریاد کروں جا کر میں فریاد امداد طلب ہے میری تم کی امداد یا رب دعا قبول ہو عابد کا واسطہ جو ہے مریض ان کو تو دے جل دے اب شفا بیماری کی حالت ہے یہ دیکھی نہیں جاتی دیکھی نہیں جاتی میں کیا کروں ہم سے میری بچاتی ہے چاہتی یا رب دعا قبول ہو عابد کا واسطہ جو ہے مریض ان کو تو دے جل بے اب شفا رحمت کا طلب گاہوں جولی میری بردے جولی میری بردے اللہ مناجات مقبول تو کر لے یا رب دعا قبول ہو عابد کا واسطہ جو ہے مریض ان کو تو دے جل بے اب شفا السلام والسلام عليك يا رسول الله محمد وآل محمد صلوات محمد صلوات اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
Assalamu alaikum, boys. How are you? So good to see you all in person. I'm sure we're tired seeing the screens of Annex TV. How did you find it? Yeah? It was good? There were some good talks on the Annex TV. A lot of uncles and aunties trying their best to make sure that we don't miss out, right? Which is good. So, we'll start off with today's talk. If we can all recite a Surah Fatiha, actually, because this room reminds me of a couple of friends that passed away recently that we all know about. So we recite a Surah Fatiha for them and all our So if we recite aloud, salawat. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم صلى الله على سيدنا محمد وآله الطاهرين اللهم صل على محمد وآله. So we all know why we're here. The three Kushalis that we look forward to. Whose Kushali was it yesterday? Yes? Imam saying whose Kushali is it today? Yes, Ali? Nice. And whose Kushali is it tomorrow? Yes? Imam Zainul Abidin. Today we'll be doing something different. We'll be mixing two Kushalis in one. Hazrat Abbas is Kushali, Imam Sajjad, right? We don't have annex program tomorrow. So we'll be talking about these two amazing personalities and try and see what we can learn from them and how we can implement a few things that they taught us in our lives so that we can become Husseini and better human beings and better Shia of Mawali. So, firstly, Hazrat Abbas alayhi salam. What do we know about Hazrat Abbas? When I say Hazrat Abbas, what's the first thing that comes to our mind? Yes. Commander. Very good. Yes. Bravest of mountains. Yes. Babul Hawaij. Very good. What do you mean by Babul Hawaij? Door of wishes. What do you mean by that?
If you ask him your wishes, it's good for you if you can't
Be quicker. So, an example. If we open this door, just now the door is closed, right? So we're closed from all the elements, from all the cold air, but when it's hot, we open these doors, right? Why do we open the doors? Yes?
So we can get some fresh air.
Fresh air. So Babul Hawaij, door of our wishes. So when we ask Hazrat Abbas for our hajat, it's literally opening the doors to all our wishes. So if we look at it this way, it's almost like in video games. If you have your boosters, right? If you have your boosters, you get much quicker, right? So when you're asking for your hajat, if you ask through Hazrat Abbas, who's the other Bab al-Hawaj from the Imams? Yes.
Is it Imam Mustafa?
Very good. So they're boosters for us. Yeah? They're all boosters, whoever we ask through, but these two in particular, they have the title Bab al-Hawaj. What else? Hazrat Abbas. Hazrat Abbas. Yes. Flag bearer. Very good. Yeah.
He was the third Imam.
Hazrat Abbas was not the
I'm
third.
the second.
He was not an Imam. He was Imam's brother. Imam Ali's son, Imam Hussein and Imam Hassan alayhi salam's brother. Yes?
Kamar Bani Hashim.
Qamar Bani Hashim. Very good. And what do we mean by Qamar Bani Hashim?
Moon of Bani Hashim.
What do we mean by moon of Bani Hashim?
Like Prince or King Gold.
Okay, interesting. Yes, what do you mean by Qamar Bani Hashim? Okay, hold your thoughts. I want to pick up on this. Qamar Bani Hashim, very important title actually. And if you actually think about it, focus here, it's fine. It'll come back. Yes.
Is it like the light of Bani Hashim?
Okay, what do you think of when you see the Qamar means moon, right? So when you look at the moon, what do we think of? Did anyone see the moon today? It was very, very beautiful, wasn't it? It was beautiful, very beautiful. But now, when you see a full moon, yes, light in the dark, right? So literally, when it's a full moon and it's pitch dark, you don't need street lights. Trust me, you don't need street lights. It's so, yeah.
Is it like a guidance or something?
Okay. Interesting point. That's one point. But so I came across this video of this very respected scholar talking about Qamar Bani Hashim, and he was saying, what does it mean, Qamar Bani Hashim? And he was saying, okay, yes, we know he was very fair in terms of his complexion. So whenever he walked anywhere, everyone would notice him because he had that nurani on his face. But you notice someone like that when if not everyone is as fair as him, right? But now just imagine the Bani Hashim, the Imams. We all know the Imams were nurani faces, yeah. We all know that they had that something special about them. Now imagine Hazrat Abbas had something even more special about him, that they called him the Qamar of Bani Hashim. Now that's very beautiful if you think about it. If you put quite a few moons, 14 moons together, and you have another moon that stands out even more than those 14 moons, you'd notice that moon more than you'd notice the other moons, right? Now think about that. He's called Qamar of the Bani Hashim. That's how amazing he was. Anything else you had? Yeah.
He was the backbone of Imam Hussein.
Backbone of Imam Hussein. Very good point. I actually have a point about that. We'll come to that. Okay, so we all have a fair idea of who Hazrat Abbas was. Let me tell you an interesting story about him. Battle of Safin. Anyone heard about the Battle of Safin? Yes? That was Imam Ali in his prime. When he was the commander, and unfortunately, a lot of people did not like him because of his justice, because they could not bear his justice, right? So they always wanted to wage wars against him. I feel bad for him. It's fine. I feel bad for him because there was so much that he wanted to give, but there was so much time wasted in wars. But anyways, Battle of Safin, an important battle. And Hazrat Abbas was 13 years old. Do you have something to say about Battle of Safin?
Is it the story when Hazrat Abbas dressed up in one of these clothes and went out to fight, and then they all thought he was amazing, and then
Yeah, so that's part of the story, but I don't want to focus on. I want to focus on something else. Yeah, but very good, well done. Battle of Safin. Yes, so Hazrat Abbas was only 13 years old, but thereabouts. And Malik Ashtar was the commander of Imam's army. An amazing guy. If you don't know about Malik Ashtar, make sure you Google him or make sure you read up about him. Phenomenal guy. What Hazrat Abbas was to Imam Hussein, Malik Ashtar was to Imam Ali. Yeah, commander of his army. Now, in the middle of the battle, Hazrat Abbas is 13 years old. He's just there. And then he goes up to Malik Ashtar and tells him, I want to go and fight. Malik Ashtar laughs at him and tells him, you're just 13 years old. Why do you want to fight? There's so many people here that are much older. Let them fight. Hazrat Abbas says, no, I want to fight. I want to go in. I'm serious. Malik Ashtar dismisses him. You know, there's sometimes where we feel that we feel that we can contribute to something. But then sometimes we think, there's so many elder people around, maybe they can contribute better, or maybe they can do something better than. Hazrat Abbas didn't think that. Hazrat Abbas knew what he could contribute. He knew he can win this battle for Islam. So that's why he wanted it. He insisted, let me go and fight. Let me go and fight. Malik Ashtar dismissed it until Hazrat Abbas firmly told him that, no, I'm very, very serious. Let me go and fight. And then he went and then what's your name? Muhammad Jawad, right? Yeah. The way, and you rightly said, he wore a niqab, covered his face, just his eyes could be seen, and he went to the battlefield. People thought Imam Ali had come on the battlefield. And that's how amazing he was. Just at 13, people mistook him for Imam Ali. The way he fought and the way he just held himself together. But the lesson here is that we're never too young to make an impact in our lives, in people's lives, in community lives. Sorry? Yeah. So if we're passionate about something, yeah, and if we feel strongly about something, or if we have something to contribute in a conversation, or if you read something and you feel, I know something about this, then don't be shy. Say your piece. Yeah? People will listen to you and people will respect you for that. Okay? If you feel that, let's say, Hujjat Hairfield is happening, yeah? There's a lot of, everyone heard about Hujjat Hairfield? Yes? And we all know that there's a lot of money that we need to raise for Hujjat Hairfield, right? But it's not only money that we need to raise. There's so much, things that people need. So people need calling, people need convincing you, people need just different aspects of the community need to be brought together to make sure Hujjat Hairfield happens. So if we feel that we have anything to contribute, if you feel that you have an idea that you need to tell the president, or that you need to tell your parents, to tell the community, then you should tell, because I'm sure they will listen and they should listen. And if you say it in a particular way, and remember the way Hazrat Abbas insisted that he goes to the battlefield on the Battle of Safin when he was very young, not too far from your age, right? Just 13. Then you'll be listened to, and inshallah it makes a big difference to the community, because this is for the future. And eventually, inshallah, if this goes ahead, you'll all be growing up. We'll all be growing up in that area. So why not have a say in that in Hujjat Hairfield? Now, someone said that he was a loyal commander of Imam Hussein's army. He was the backbone of Imam Hussein's army. What do we mean by backbone of Imam Hussein's army? Yes.
like when Imam like attacked secretly. He was there.
Okay. What else? Good answer. What else do we mean by backbone? Yes. Stands up. Very good. Without your back, you cannot.
Stand up.
Yeah. And you, yes. Supports your body. Very good. So Imam Hussain alayhi salam, Hazrat Abbas was literally the support for Imam Hussain alayhi salam. So I want to do a quick exercise here, if that's okay. Who here are, I need two people, very close friends, very, very close friends. Give me a pair. Who are you close friends with him? Yeah? Close friends? Yeah? Okay, come. Now, we're going to do this exercise. This is going to show how much we're loyal to each other, okay? And how much we trust each other. Just the way Hazrat Abbas and Imam Hussain trust each other. Okay? Now, I think you've done this before, but anyways, you're going to stand here. You're going to come here. And what you're going to do is you're going to just fall backwards. Okay? Yeah, but you trust him? Is he going to catch you?
Yes.
Yeah? Don't drop him. Okay? So let's see how much you trust him. 3, 2, 1. Oh, you didn't trust him there? You took a step back. One more time.
That's because it's too far away.
No, he's close. He's close. Close your eyes. Alright, fall back. Well done. Well done. So you trusted him? How did that feel? Did it feel scary? No? You fully trusted him? You didn't even think for a millisecond that he would drop you? Yeah? How did you feel being trusted?
If I didn't feel how
How do you feel being trusted? You felt happy? And you just about held on, but you held on. Well done.
try to catch him.
No. Come sit. So, what do we learn from this exercise? Yes.
Yeah, that having trust someone has to another person.
Yeah. And? Yes. Imam Hussain had a lot of trust in Hazrat Abbas, so much so that he called him the backbone. But what else? What do we learn from this? He relied to fall, and yes, so he knew that Hazrat Abbas would always be there watching his back. Yeah, all the time. Anything else we learned from this? Yeah. They had a connection. Very good. What do you mean by they had a connection?
They were ready to help him.
Very good. Very good. Nice. So, just in that way, Hazrat Abbas and Imam Hussain were very strongly connected. That's a very good word. That he trusted him in everything that he did. And you know, even on the Battle of Karbala, Hazrat Abbas's tent was right at the front. So they built a fire pit at the back, so no one could come from the back. Hazrat Abbas's tent was right at the front. Why do you think his tent was right at the front? Yes. He was going to protect him. Yes.
Because Yazid army was always scared of Hazrat Abbas.
They were scared, yeah? Very good, yeah?
Police, he was the only warrior who was brave and loyal.
No, he was not the only warrior that was brave and loyal, but he was there at the front because he would be the first. But if anyone tried to come to their camp, then he would be there to protect him on the same place. Okay, so I have 2 videos for you. And I want you to listen. So they're from the series of Mukhtar Name. Everyone watch Mukhtar Name? I've watched it like 3-4 times over. I love it. And so this incident is Mukhtar and Ibrahim. Ibrahim, the son of Malik Ashtar, not the son of Sayyid Muhammad Jawad. Ibrahim, the son of Malik Ashtar. So who was Malik Ashtar?
Very good companion.
Imam Ali. Yes, you've been listening. Well done. So this is the son now, Ibrahim. Now he's with Mukhtar, and Ibrahim ibn Malik Ashtar was very close with Hazrat Abbas. They were like very, very good friends. Just the way both of you are very good friends, very good friends with Hazrat Abbas. And now, after the Battle of Karbala, he's with Mukhtar, and they're trying to avenge and trying to get justice for those who martyred Imam Hussein and Hazrat Abbas and the companions. So let's see what they have to say about Hazrat Abbas. So this clip is 1 minute 24 seconds. So pay attention, and then we can discuss what we can learn from it. Yeah. If it were. Okay, ready? Bismillah. I hope it works. What button? Third, fourth, fifth. Okay, so it's in Farsi, but you have the English subtitles there, yeah?
داشتم دنبال درس‌های می‌گشتم. آنگاه دیدم شبیه به کسی که دست‌های را به من برمی‌داشت. می‌خواست دست‌هایم را بخورم. خواستم با سنگ بزنمش. اما دیدم دست دارم که سنگ بردارم. فریاد زدم باش خود. دست‌هایم را نخور. آن دست‌ها مال من است. که کس به سخن درآمد که عباس می‌خواهی این دست‌ها را چه کنی؟ وقتی دو بالبان خوب می‌بری. و درست شکست بال زمین گیرم دست‌های تو سیرم می‌کند تو با دوباره قشنگ پرواز کن برو در آسمان سیاحت کن وقتی شنیدم عباس را دست بگیرند حکمت خوابم شبش رو فهمیدم.
Okay, so what do we understand from this? Yes. Yeah.
This was kind of a chapter, and it showed kind of the shine the most
Very good. I don't think the live got that, right? Are there anybody watching the live? I can explain the video. Okay. So the video was about Ibrahim ibn Malik Ashtar explaining to Mukhtar that he had a dream. This was before, no, he didn't have a dream. So this was before the tragedy of Karbala. And what happened is that Hazrat Abbas came up to him and told him, I had a dream that my hands were cut off and I could see there was a vulture eating my hand. And he was telling the vulture that, why are you eating my hand? As in, he couldn't even throw stones at him to shoo the vulture away because he didn't have hands, right? And he was asking the vulture, why are you eating my hands? These are my hands. And the vulture said, you don't need hands, you have wings on you. And I'm very, very hungry. So you use your wings and fly away. My wings are broken and I'm just stuck here and I'm very hungry. So let me eat your hands. And then Ibrahim ibn Malik Ashtar then explains to Mukhtar and says um, that after I heard what happened in Karbala, that's when I understood the dream of Hazrat Abbas. So, what do we think? What do we think about this story, and what can we learn from it? Sorry, if you can explain your points again, that would be good.
So kind of shines the most when he sacrifices like to get the water. So it's like he
Yeah, very good. So the more he sacrificed himself, the more he shone, right? And the ultimate sacrifice was his body as well, right? His arms, and he got wings instead. Who else got wings instead of his hands in the history of Islam? Yes. No, you were correct the first time. Jafar Tayyar. Make them Tammar. Jafar Tayyar. Very good. What else can we learn from this story? What else can we learn from this story? Ahmed? That's fine. So, what we can learn is that Hazrat Abbas gave everything of his for the sake of Islam. He didn't just give his wealth, he didn't just give his time, he didn't just give his thoughts and his ideas. He didn't just give up his family. He gave himself up. He gave every part of his body up. In fact, every part of his existence was to defend Islam. And that even on the day of Ashura, he went to he couldn't bear the thirst calls from the camp of Imam Hussein, right? So he went to get water. So what can we learn from this? How can we? So this is a story we hear every year. You know, for Ashura, Imam Hussein went to get water. He got struck. His arms was severed. Surely there's more than just a story that we narrate every year. What can we learn from it? How can we implement this in our day-to-day lives? Yes. How? Good point. But how? What are you supposed to do? Serve. Very good. Very good point. Serve. What do you mean by serve? Okay. How would you serve, sir? Which message? Okay, so how would you carry on the message? Very good. Which action? You're doing well. You're doing really, really well. Which action? Okay, so you don't need to tell them to go away, but you just tell them, okay, look, it's prayer time. I need to pray to my God. I need to pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So do you mind if I pray? And they respect you more for that, actually. What are the actions? You said serve, actions. How do you serve? Okay, so praying is serving Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? How do you serve people? What did Hazrat Abbas do? Went to get water. So who was he serving? Who was he serving? Yeah. I'm saying he was serving everyone that wanted water, right? So is that considered an act of worship? Is that considered an act of worship? Yes. So worship is not just praying 5 times a day. That's worship, but that's not just worship. A lot of times we feel that, okay, as long as I'm praying my namaz, as long as I'm fasting, as long as I'm uh, giving sadaqah uh, giving sadaqah, then I'm good. A big part of being a good Muslim is by serving humanity. So that's what Hazrat Abbas did, right? He went to get water. He didn't have to. He didn't have to go and get water. But obviously, that was a human side of him, right? You can't bear to um, hear those calls, right, of the children and of the companions of Al-Akash. So he took the initiative to go and get water. So maybe we should do this in our lives then. Yeah? By taking initiative, by finding what people want, even if it's a small thing. Tomorrow, if you know that Mama Jawad likes a particular thing, for example, and it's kushali, and you know he likes baklava, for example, get him some baklava. It makes him happy. He loves chips. Okay, so tomorrow bring for him chips then. Yeah. So, or if you know someone, for example, Shahr Ramadan is coming, you know everyone will be thirsty. Yeah. Maybe bring a few bottles of water just so that you can share it with people. Just small act. You don't have to bring bottles of water for the whole Jamaat. You don't have to do that. Or bring food for the whole Jamaat. Just bring some small stuff for your people around, for your friends around. And what it does is just makes everyone happy, right? How happy do you feel when someone surprises you, someone just gives you something before they take it? It's a good feeling, isn't it? So that's small acts of kindness. It all adds up. Yeah? Yes.
We also have to bring small someone else.
Are you allowed to bring? Is that your question? Or what was your question? You forgot your question. Okay. Yeah.
No matter what happens, keep going towards your goals.
Very good. No matter what happens, keep going towards your goals. What do you mean by that?
Even when his arms got cut off, he still kept on going because he wanted to get the water to the top.
Amazing. Amazing. Very, very, very good. So he had a goal in mind and he went and went and went until he physically could not get the water to the camp. So what can we learn from that?
To keep going.
Keep going. You'll get a lot of resistance in life.
Resilience.
Yes, resilience is a good. You'll get a lot of resistance in life, meaning life will not always be simple. So, for example, if you bring baklava for Mama Jawad, for example, and he's in a bad mood and he says, I don't want baklava. But you know he loves baklava, but he's in a bad mood. Then what do you think? What will you think about that? Will you feel bad? Naturally, right? You feel bad because I've brought for you this gift. I know you like it. You not even asked for it. I thought I'd surprise you. But you just turned around and said, no, I don't want it. But what happens is you've done it for a bigger purpose in life. Yeah, you've done it for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Obviously, to keep him happy. Everything that we do, we're doing to keep our friends happy or our family happy. But ultimately, it's for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So you keep your intention straight that you're doing it for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So there's no point in you feeling bad about it. Yeah? So we keep on going. So like what Hazrat Abbas did, he kept on going. He knew he had a bigger goal in life. His arm got severed. Imagine, it's easy. We just say just like that, but tomorrow I just get a paper cut, and how painful is it? Just imagine your whole arm is severed. That's a lot, right? So there's a lot to learn from Hazrat Abbas. Now, the second video. Yeah, we're ready for the second video? No? I heard a few no's. Are we ready? Okay. Second video coming up. Now, this is a very, very important point. This is a very important video. Again, from Mukhtar Naam. I did not get this point the first time I saw this part, or even the fourth time I saw this part. I got it when I saw this one. So, let's bear this. Yeah.
Is this before, in, or after the national program?
Good. Good question. I don't think it's relevant, but I think let's look at the message. I'm not sure, but let's see the message first. Yeah? Hi. These Abbas. So this is when Ibrahim, son of Malik Ashtar. So this is just before the tragedy of Karbala. This is when Imam Hussein's army are going towards Karbala. And Ibrahim is there sitting by the river. But I think Ibrahim, if I'm not mistaken, he was not well. His legs were not working or were paralyzed or something. And he was very ill, as you can see, and sad that he could not go with the family. That's Hazrat Abbas.
Abbas. Ibrahim. Ibrahim. مثل مال جشن یا لعنتم از چرا نشستی؟ آره خیزه
You can read the subtitles. Okay, we'll carry on. This is an important part. So, this video was Ibrahim ibn Malik Ashtar sitting by the river. His legs were, I think, paralyzed or something, and that's why he couldn't make it to the army or make it to Karbala with Imam Hussein's army. But then while he was sitting there, he got a vision of Hazrat Abbas. First, they asked, telling him, I'm Abbas ibn Ali, who are you? That's a very perplexing thing, because Ibrahim says, it's me, we're best of friends, how can you not recognize me? I'm the son of Malik Ashtar. And then Hazrat Abbas tells him, that's very weird that we are on our way to Karbala and you're not joining us. Ibrahim says, look at my situation, I cannot walk. So Hazrat Abbas says, take my hand. And as he stretches out his hand, obviously it was a vision, he fell in the water. But the next part of this video was someone saying that, on the way, Imam Hussein alayhi salam, as they were going towards Karbala, they met quite a few people on the way to Karbala. And every person they met, they tried to speak to them and tell them, look, this is our situation, why don't you join us? This is our situation, why don't you join us? Why do you think they did that? Yes. Okay, that's one point. But they did that because they wanted to ensure that no one had an excuse not to join them. Yeah? So everyone that came across their path, they didn't have an excuse. They said, tomorrow they say, no, I passed by Imam Hussein, he didn't tell me anything about it, so why am I being blamed for this? So everyone they came across, they gave them that opportunity. They told them, look, this is what's happening, this is where we're going, why don't you join us? We've all heard about Zuhair ibn Qayn? Yes? Zuhair ibn Qayn was actually en route to somewhere else. And he knew that Imam Hussein so Imam Hussein spoke to him and he said, no, I don't want to do this. So he actually tried to keep his distance from Imam Hussein and go parallel, because they were going the same path, but he would go parallel with him, but very far away, just so that Imam Hussein could not keep on pestering him. But then what happened at the end? He ended up joining, right? So what I want us to do is link this story with our situation. Who is our Imam? Imam Mahdi. And do you think Imam Mahdi is, firstly, from that video, do you think he recognizes us? How would he recognize us? Yes. He can see us, okay. But try and think about this story. Hazrat Abbas and Ibrahim, son of Malik Ashtar, were the best of friends. But yet Hazrat Abbas did not recognize him? Yeah.
I feel like he did on purpose.
Why?
Just get it to stand up.
Get interested. Let's think about it a bit deeper. They were best of friends, yet Hazrat Abbas did not recognize him. Imam Mahdi is our Imam. Imam of millions of Shias, millions of people around the world. Yes? Okay, interesting point. Interesting point. So, talking about character, there's particular characteristics that we need to join Imam's army, right? So when we're going about our day-to-day life, wake up, have breakfast, get ready for school, go to school, do our work, deal with people in our own ways, come back home tired, sometimes get annoyed at our siblings, recite Quran, not recite Quran, pray, not pray, eat our food, how do we deal with our family, then go to sleep. We need to ask ourselves our question about characteristics that the Imam will recognize us with. That was a very important point. We need to think about this. Each and every step in our lives, is this in character with Imam? Will he recognize me with this character? Or will he not recognize me with this character? So we need to know. I think it's inbuilt in us. We know exactly what it will take to be part of Imam's army. And we'll know exactly when we're being out of character of Imam's army. We all know that, I think. So it's just something for us to bear in mind and for us to think about on a constant basis. Yeah? Any questions on that? Was anyone not too clear about that point, or you felt it wasn't, it needs a bit more explanation? We all got that point? I feel that's a very, very important point. It was very good to link that with our Imam. Yeah? So let's not be of those ones that that hide from our Imam, or that our Imam does not recognize. Or we try and run away from the Imam. Yeah? So, I know I said mine will be a very short one, but okay. How much time do we have? 10 minutes, okay. So I just wanted to talk a bit about Imam Sajjad. Okay. Imam Sajjad, what do we know about Imam Sajjad? Yes.
His name's Sajjad because he worships God a lot and prays almost 5 times a day and never misses a prayer.
He prayed much more than 5 times a day, but yeah, very good. Yes.
He's the fourth Imam.
Very good. Yeah.
He is famous for extending his sajda so much.
Very good.
People get confused.
What do they get confused with?
That why he's doing it so long.
Okay. Yeah.
He's the son of Imam Hussein.
Very good point. Yes. Oh, I'm not sure where he had marks, but yes, I've heard that he had grazed knees and his feet were grazed as well from the sajdas and tashahhud. Yes, very good. Yes, because he was ill. Yes, yeah. Yes. Yeah. Great grandson of Prophet Muhammad. Yes, very good. Anything else? Zainul Abidin. What is title? Zainul Abidin. Sajjad. Yeah.
He wrote a book called Safin.
Very good. So that's a book of his du'as. Sayyid Sajjadiyah. There's another book that he taught us actually. It's called Risalatul Huquq. Anyone heard about that? Risalatul Huquq. Yes. You don't know what it is. Does anyone know what it is? Yes. Ah, very good. Rights of people. What does that mean?
Is it a book of Islam?
It's a book about how to deal with people, how to your day-to-day interactions with people who have rights over you. So I have a right over you, you have a right over me. You have a right over your parents have a right over you. Your sibling, your friends, um, your neighbors, your schoolmates, everyone has a right over you, and you have a right over everyone. And what do we mean by rights? Yes.
They have the choice to do things to you, and you have the choice to do things to
Not a choice. It's yes.
what they're allowed to do.
What is expected of you more than what you're allowed? What you're allowed to. That's Islamic laws. This result of hukuk is basically, if you read, I would strongly urge you tonight or whenever you can, just Google it again, Risalatul Hukuk, and it'll come. It's a very simple read, very, very simple read. And essentially, when you read that, you'll look at life so differently. The way you approach life, the way you talk to everyone, and the way you deal with other people is very different. Because it just makes you realize, okay, I'm going about life, going with the flow, not really knowing, okay, I know I have to respect my parents, but there's so much more to respecting parents than what I know. Yeah. So let's try and read that. It's a very, very important book. There's one story of Imam Sajjad. That's a very, very good story, and there's actually a qasida about it. And the story goes like this: it was Hajj time, and the ruler of the time was Hisham ibn Abdul Malik, if I'm not mistaken. And they went for Hajj, and whoever has been to the Kaaba knows it's always busy. Then when Hajj comes, it's like super duper busy. And like you're just a number there essentially, right? There are millions of people there, and like you're not, no one's going to give you space to come. Everyone's fighting for the same space, right, to do tawaf. So Hisham, the king of the time, nowadays when the prime minister is passing by, or the president's passing by, or the queen's going to pass by, they close the whole road, don't they? Right? You're not allowed to go there because they need a right of passage. This president, this ruler, did not get any of that, and he could not even. He wanted special attention, and he couldn't do his tawaf. And then he set up camp on one of the hills and just watched from afar, sulking and thinking, "Oh, I'm the leader of the time, and people are not even giving me space to do tawaf." And then all of a sudden, from his campsite, he sees a luminous face walk in, an amazing person walk in, and as he's walking in, the crowds part like the seas of Musa, and everyone gives him space to go and kiss the Hajar Aswad. And I'll come to you. And he's just so baffled with this. I'm the ruler and no one gives me space. Who is that guy who everyone's giving him space during the peak of Hajj? And there's a poet. I forget the poet's name. Farazdaq is the poet's name. And Farazdaq tells him, you want to know who that guy is? Let me tell you who the guy is. And Sham says, tell me. He says, if I tell you the truth, I'm afraid of my life. So he says, I'll tell you, but you give me guarantee that you won't kill me. He says, don't worry, I won't kill you. And then he goes on and tells him a beautiful poem. He tells him who this person is. It was Imam Sajjad, but he tells him in such a beautiful poem. And if you get time, again, YouTube it, the poem of Farazdaq. I may be recited tomorrow, I don't know. But it's a beautiful poem. It goes like this: Ya sa'ili aina hal al-jud wal karam andi bayanu idha tullabuhu qadam. And then it goes on and on and on. It's very, very beautiful. So I thought I'd share that with you. That's the beauty of Imam Sajjad, that even the ruler at that time, they could not get in, but he had that aura about him and that respect about him that people parted like the sea of Musa to give him space. There was one thing that I wanted to discuss though. We said, rightly so, Imam Sajjad, Zainul Abidin, he loved, he spent his time in sajda and in ibadah. Why do you think he could spend so much time in ibadah and sajda and I can't spend so much time in sajda? Because I'm just thinking for myself, okay, by 5 namazes, just about recited 2 minutes for Fajr, 3 minutes for Maghrib, 4 minutes each for Asr, 4 minutes Isha. I struggle to recite Nafila, or I struggle to prolong my sajda shukr, maybe a minute and a half sajda shukr. Can't even think about what else to say in sajda shukr. Okay, Ya Allah, thank you for food. Ya Allah, thank you for the clothes. Ya Allah, thank you for a house. Thank you for family. Thank you for everything. We just do that. And then, what else? And then I sit there for maybe 15, 20 seconds extra, maybe doze a bit in sajda while I'm thinking about what else to say. And then all of a sudden I wake up and say, okay, there's nothing more to add. But then I've heard Imam Sajjad is in sajda for hours on end. What do you think Imam Sajjad is saying, and how is he staying in sajda so long? I stay in sajda for probably 5 minutes, I get pins and needles in my legs. How did Imam Sajjad not get pins and needles? Yes, you had. You forgot. Okay, yes. Why do you think Imam Sajjad can spend so long in sajda and I can't? Yes.
He thinks about more like when people happy.
How? In sajda.
Like he also got
So individually thinking about others. Very good. Bibi Fatima once. There's a story that Bibi Fatima alayhi salam was spent all night praying for others. Imam Hassan alayhi salam comes to her and says that you spend a long time praying for others. What about us? And Bibi Fatima says something very, very beautiful line. Al-jar thummat da. Very good. The neighbors, everyone else first, and then us. Yes, anyone else have their hand up? Why can't I do a long sajda or pray as much as Imam Zainul Abidin? Yes. It's a bit boring. Fair point. Fair point, yeah. But Imam Sajjad wasn't bored? Why? So that's my question. Why? Yes.
praise more to Allah.
Okay, but why can't I do more du'as and pray more to Allah? Why? Yes.
You don't appreciate Allah as much as
Very good point. Very good point. Remember that point. I'll come back to yes.
kind of better connection with people. Like we don't know what they like, so we can't really know
What you pray for them. Ah, interesting. So what does that mean?
So he knows people, but everybody knows him, and everybody knows that he's a kind man, so obviously he's going to.
So how can I change that?
Listen to people know when they die and then pray for them.
So now you know Mama John likes baklava. So now you pray for him. And now you need to have conversations with everyone to know what they like so that you can pray for them, right? Naturally, your sajda will prolong. Yeah? Good, yes. Status of taqwa, bro, okay? Good point. But I want it to be a bit more practical than that because it's very vague. Taqwa is a good point, but it's very vague. Yes.
Doing it over this is tiring because you can just probably fall asleep by doing it.
But I'm sure Imam Sajjad would have fallen asleep. How long was he in sajda? Why didn't he fall asleep? Why do I fall asleep?
Because you're a natural human being.
He's a natural. He's a human being. He's not supernatural. He's a human being. Yes. He was determined. But what made him determined to do it? That's my question. You hit it on the nail on his head. Repeat what you said, please. We don't appreciate Allah as much as the prophets and the imams do. What do you mean by that? Okay, so I want to finish. This is a very important point. Okay, so everyone listen. Okay, so yes, our understanding of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is very different to Imam's understanding of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And it's not that we cannot reach that stage. It's just we need to try and think about our relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I'm just going to give you 1 or 2 points very quickly, so that we can try and implement that from tonight. Okay? So, Imam Sajjad and the Imams had this relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala so much so that they saw everything. They saw Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in everything. I look at you, if I'm Imam, I see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in all of you. If I go home, I see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If I see a flower, I see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If I see a car, I see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. A quick example. In month of Ramadan, we all break our fast with dates. Yeah? Now, a lot of us very quickly eat that day because we're hungry the whole day. Have you ever thought how much, what was the whole process of that date coming to me in my hand? Think about it, okay? So dates don't grow here. Where do they grow mainly?
Saudi Arabia.
Middle East, yeah? Not only Saudi Arabia, Palestine, everywhere. Okay, so the seed was planted, the date palm tree was grown, the dates were grown on the palm tree. Someone had to go up, get the dates, prepare them, package them, ship them over to London. Someone from the ports had to pick those up, had to package them, sell them on wholesale. The retailer, let's say Alwan, for example, that's where I buy my dates in Kingsbury. The owner of Alwan buys it from the wholesaler. He gets it, repackages it, puts it in his shop. Then I go to buy the khajur, bring them here, and then we eat them. How many steps were there? There's so many things that could go wrong. That seed could not germinate. That palm tree could grow weird. The dates could not grow. The guy going up, he could fall and injure himself. The dates packaged, they get shipped. The ship could sink. The wholesaler who's buying it in his warehouse, that could go on fire. Alwan, maybe the uncle was not well. He closed his shop, so I couldn't buy the dates. Annex is closed, so I can't share it here. The dates. So many things could go wrong, right? Ultimately, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is in charge and He is making sure everything works and everything is going right. Isn't that baffling? Isn't that amazing when you think about it? Now think about your clothes, think about your food, think about your water, think about your family, think about your school, think about anything. There's so many things that had to be right and take place, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala looks after it. And have we ever considered of thanking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to making sure everything is right, so just so I can have a date so I can break my fast? This is how the Imams thought. They would see everything. they would see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in everything. So I want you to bear this in mind and try and think about this anytime, whenever we're here. Whenever we see anything, when we see the microphone, when we can see through our glasses, our cars, yeah? Let's think about that and thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for every small, minute thing. And also, don't only think about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the bad times, but thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the good times as well. Yeah? So, 3 things that we've learned today. I know it was a long talk, but 3 things that we've learned today. Yes?
That Hazrat Abbas was brother of the monk and he really helped the monk.
Okay, what are you going to take from it? Let me rephrase my question. 3 things that we take from today that we're going to start implementing in our lives.
To try and
Very good. Yes.
do anything even if it's small.
Oh, very good. Even at your young age as well. Yes. Very, very good. Yes.
Put others before yourself.
Put others before yourself. Yes.
Think about others. Think about others and extend your sajda so you have a connection with Allah.
Very good. Yes. You had your hand up. Yes. Very good. Hashtag Hujjat Hairfield. Yes.
Whatever goes wrong, always try to
Very good. Very good. Nice. Yes.
and then whenever there's special people, always make space for them to pass and then you can go through.
Anyone, not just special people. Everyone. Yeah? Good. And the last point that we mentioned, I think this is the most important point. Our relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Think about Him in the bad times. Thank Him in the good times. Okay? That's our motto. Thank you so much.
Allah